Hello, and welcome to The Table Is Yours, a role-playing adventure show where a bunch of goodbye, see you next week. Where a bunch of friends sit around a table and play ttrpgs like Dungeons and Dragons and other ones, because I'm changing the lingo. Hi, I'm here. I'm Con Marley. I'm your GM, your DM, your best friend. My pronouns are they, them. You can follow me anywhere at Kryles on basically all social medias or with a Kryles _. It's up on the thing, the doodly-doo, you see it. For this week, we have our fun facts, and I will start by saying, I am the real resident rat boy. Let's start with our ratty friends, starting with Vic Schmidt.
Hi, I'm Vic. I play resident rat boy, the resident rat boy, Terrence Estanis. It's me. And no one can take that title from me. My pronouns are they, them. Terrence's pronouns are he, they. And my fun fact is that the title of Resident Rat Boy is unchallenged.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I play wash pronouns he, him for both of us. I'm no longer in the car engine. I am now... I've been adopted by a mechanic and live in a garage. But yeah, I guess I'll put my hat in the ring to take that. The title of Resident Rat Boy.
Hey everybody, I'm Heather Lore. I play Shay Erebos. You can find me on Instagram at Land of Lore. And I am the real Resident Rat Boy.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I play Codex Sayori, Wild Magic Sorcerer, Rune Knight Fighter, she, her, all around, she, her. And I am the Resident Evil that's been inside us all along.
A.k.a. the Rat Boy.
AKA the Rat.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I play Isabel Balador, Tiefling Paladin, the bard of the group. We both use she, her pronouns. And I'm one of the resident rat boys, but I know I'm not the resident rat boy.
Hi, I'm Jake. I play Finley de Galloway, Fearful Druid. I'm in your dreams, but also your nightmares. And listen, you Swiss, you could be better, but I'm gonna be Resident Rat Boy.
And you can follow us anywhere at residentratboy.com. No, you can of course follow us. You can of course follow us anywhere at TTIYD&D on all social media. That is Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, where you find your podcasts, and Patreon. Support our Patreon. It supports the show and helps us make fun content like this for you.
If this episode gets 500 views, I will change all of my social media handles to Resident Rat Boy.
We can make it happen. But yeah, with that, if there are no questions, concerns, comments, or disputes about the real Resident Rat Boy, let us get into the recap of the last episode on The Table Is Yours. What story shall be sung today? One can never know how the melody might sound. Our adventurers have already begun to pluck the strings of their story, and their combined composition is unfolding like a road before us.
After my quick thinking to stop Orathia from killing us with Kessak on the spot, the game began, and we were sent to the labyrinthian depths below where we were split off from one another. Maud, Shay, and Codex, Wash, Terrence, and V2, me, Cinnamon, and Nisa. Eventually, the maze led us each to walls that had almost exact cutouts of each of us. With no other options, we went through our tunnels solo, and each were led to a sort of break room Orathia designed. She tried to mess with our minds and psych us out in each, like showing Terrence his dad who was brought back to life by Kessak. Also, in Wash's room, she gave off the inkling that she wasn't this mother figure behind the family of blood, implying she only just began instructing them today, most likely due to the power she had being connected to Kessak. She mentioned as well that she knew the Larakai right to hide from them just in case she did lose the game as a boon to keep her alive. But her big plan was to present each of us with a hypothetical situation, to choose an option presented before we could leave the room and return to the maze. Wash was told that if Orathia was to choose out of the two to have Kessak extract the Hexley portion from, most likely resulting in their death, who would he choose to save, Codex or Dogma? And he chose Dogma. Issa was given 2 novels, The Life and Times of Guy, her ex-fiancé and now escapee from Zabraria, or Elena and Salvador Balador, her parents. Orathia told her that the novel she did not pick would be whose death she would ultimately be responsible for. Issa chose her parents. Terrence was given 2 lab rats, one marked Estella, his mother, and the other Issa. Orathia said his serums affected the lives of these 2 the most, but imagine if there was a greater version of the serum, who would he choose to test it on? Orathia reminded him of how the serum could be unstable and cause him to explode. Terrence chose Issa. Codex was directly given a choice that would take effect in her room. 2 pastries to eat, one that would return her to a normal life, which Orathia taunted Codex for pretending she still had, and would result in her losing all of her memories of the Fated Fates forever, or the other would let her keep her memories and instill the extraordinariness of the part of the Hexleap she was before Codex ever existed. She chose the latter as her pink electric magic seemed to overwhelm her. I was given a suitcase of health potions with the Fated Fates, Maud, and Sham's names on it. Orathia told me to remove the potion of whom I believed wouldn't need my healing magic. Believing her tough enough to face her own, I chose Maud. Shay got maybe the toughest choice. Positioned like a block tower game, Shay was told to choose which of the Fated Fates she'd sacrifice to let her and the rest of us get out of the maze alive. Shay chose Wash, but didn't tell us when we reconvened out of the break rooms to discuss, which Issa and Codex did not lack. But Shay told everyone to trust she had all of our backs and to trust her. As we continued through the maze, following Cinnamon's scent on the diamond, we eventually came to the room where the diamond and Orathia's hostages were held. She told us the diamond and they would be our prize if we won. As we prepared to fight, Orathia explained the rules of the game, giving each of us magical disadvantages that corresponded with the choices that we made. Codex's wild magic went, well, wild. I was unable to use my magic on Maud. Wash's laugh essence was tied to Codex receiving any damage she would. Issa was unable to use her bard spells. Shay's choice led to constant hunter's mark on Wash, and Terrence's led Issa to have to resist bloodlust to hit anyone, friend or foe, before attacking. I don't know about everyone else, but I'd really like to not lose this game.
And remember, on top of the prize, you'll get this. And the diamond appears above her, and then she makes it disappear. Everyone roll initiative. 25 to 20.
21.
Wraith got a natural 20. 20 to 15.
I got a 17.
I got a 16.
19.
Guess who also got a 19?
Sham got 17, so Sham's before you. 15 to 10.
14.
Okay, Maud got a 15. All right, Girly's turn first. Orathia standing in the middle. She is going to use her illusory duplicates ability. You watch as she creates 4 of herselves, and you watch as they all, like Pikachu using double demons in Pokemon, just kind of just like you don't know who's who anymore. And then all of them at the same time are going to cast. She's going to use Painweaver's Grasp, which she is going to channel Kessek's power. You kind of watch as shadow pours out of Kessek's hands and hits behind her, like all of her backs. And you watch as her hands kind of go out, and she is going to cast this on each creature of her choice within 60 feet, which is all of you. Can everybody make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw? Terrence.
24.
That's a success. Wash.
Dirty 20.
18.
Success. Codex.
22.
Success. Issa.
19.
Success. Finley.
I want wand with a 13.
That's okay. Sham wand with a 10. Maud got a natural 16. But it's okay. You'll take half as much if you succeeded. Haha. But you watch as they all outstretch their hands, and you watch as it's almost like this, like, it looks almost like heat in a desert where it like warbles the air, and it'll just hit you all for psychic damage. 8d6 I'm going to roll.
I might die here.
4, 10, 16, 18, 22, 30, 32. 32 psychic damage to Sham and Finley, 16 to everybody else.
Yeah, you take 8, I take.
You take 24. And you take 1d6 more. 5 more, so 29.
Jesus.
In total. You watch as they all just stand there and cross their arms. That's Orathia's turn. Issa.
I am going to try to cast Bless. Now everyone has not V2 and not Cinnamon, but Maud and Sham also have it because I'm casting it at 5th level.
Okay. Counterspell. Finley.
The one that just appeared in front of him, he's going to go diagonal to her, and then he's going to cast Burning Hands towards the other two behind this one as well. I'm casting it at 4th level.
Okay. What do we have to make?
A dex saving throw.
I got an 18 for one of them. I got a... What the fuck are her stats? 6 for another one, and a 5 for another one.
So 2 fail, 1 succeeds. I will roll the damage. So the one that succeeded will take half of this. He's just going to hold both his hands out in front of him, and then just release just a giant blast of fire. And that will do... They are going to take 26 damage total, and then the one will take 14.
You will watch as they all disappear, but then she will make another one that appears right next to Issa.
After casting Burning Hands and those Orathias disappear, Cinnamon flies around Finley and creates like a little fiery tornado that then disappears and then reappears right next to Issa.
All right. Codex.
She glances at Wash, takes one step forward, and then kind of doubles over and groans in pain because I failed my first wild magic search already. So I need everybody within 60 feet of me to make a dexterity saving throw, please. As she steps forward and gives this groan of pain, the groan then echoes off into a massive thunderclap, and a shitload of wind and rain like a storm explodes out from her. So everybody that failed, you are thrown 10 feet away from her in a diagonal from her. You don't take damage. So that was my wild magic surge. Then she's gonna shake her head almost like a dog to like clear her mind, and then she's going to run towards the closest Orathia clone. As she runs forward, she like outstretches her hand in front of her, and she's going to cast Otherworldly Form on herself. She is going to quicken spell this, so let me mark off my inventory, but this spell is now a bonus action for me to cast on myself. This has two options. It's lower planes or upper planes. She's going to choose upper planes. This gives her a bunch of stat buffs. I get a +2 to AC. I am immune to radiant and necrotic damage. I am immune to the charmed condition. All of my weapon attacks are magical and use my spellcasting modifier for attacks. And I get wings and a fly speed. And she kind of just like lunges forward and is going to claw at one of the clones. That is an 18 to hit.
Will hit.
And she is using the Seraphima Claw.
Got it.
I'm going to try and extract blood from, maybe this is her, maybe it's not. So she needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
18.
Yeah! Yeah!
No, 22. I lied. Sorry.
Boo!
She has a +3, but her saving throw is +7.
Nothing happens when she succeeds. So she'll take 16 slashing damage. It's magic damage, so if she has a resistance to it, it doesn't fucking matter.
Got it.
And is that clone still there?
It is.
Cool. I'm going to attack again. Otherworldly Form gives me 2 attacks. Yeah, she like swings through and then just rakes her claw back down. 12 to hit.
That will miss. You will hit her, and she will lose that damage, and you'll hit her again. And watching, like, you hit her with the claw, and it scratches at her dress and kind of breaks it a bit, and you watch as she kind of just like puts her hand on her dress and like the shadow reforms it, and she goes, so that's your plan. And she, as a second reaction, she will shift the room.
Wait.
What?
Right. Wait, no.
She's going to use defensive shift, and she's going to shift all of you around.
Before you shift us anywhere, I do wild magic search.
So you will see that the stones start to flip and everything starts to move, and it's almost like the stones kind of like the stone bricks will encase you, and you will be somewhere else as the room looks like it all moved. Codex, at this point, you're probably and you're about to explode.
I rolled a 14. Anybody within 30 feet of me is invisible.
Sick!
So you become invisible for the next minute. The invisibility will end if you attack or cast a spell.
Finley,
Can't see
Sham,
me.
Terrence, one of the Orathias, Cinnamon. Yeah. Basically everybody in this circle here that I'm pointing at.
Left.
Sham is up, and he's invisible. He's gonna go just attack this. He's kind of like, what the fuck? You! Like, run over at Orathia to attack that one here. So he will reappear as he goes in with a rapier for 17 to hit, which will hit. And you watch as he kind of like flourishes it twice, back and forth to kind of like X her like Zorro for an amount of 25 damage. As that one just, your sister might make out of this alive, but who says you will? And it'll just pop, disappear. And then another one will appear. All right, Terry, you're invisible, but you don't know that.
He can go to the one he can see that's below Shay, so he's gonna go all the way down here. That's a natural 20. I love that for me. Okay.
Hey!
And he's just going out with the fist, and he has the Tellus fist engaged, so I'm going to do that. 27 damage for the first hit, which will make me no longer invisible. I have another action and a bonus action to hit, unless she disappears. On this
She does not disappear.
Yeah, my extra attack misses, but my single unarmed strike as a bonus action. 23.
That'll hit.
23 damage, so that's 50 total. And then she's gonna take half damage. Oh, it's 2d10 per? Okay. So, that's a good one.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but there's something I should. Yeah, I'm like, I can't say it. I shouldn't say it, so I'm not going to say it.
In total, all of the damage that Terry does right now, and I will describe how it all goes down, is 83.
She has 21 health left.
What?
Hell yeah.
In his blind stupor, stands there and is like, turns around, goes to the only Orathia that he sees, charges straight for her, and hits her like uppercut, and then like a left hook, and then just like the power of the rings on his fingers just like pushes her face like so hard up, it like snaps her head back, and then snaps her head to the right.
For everybody else and for her, it's just like you probably just hear like thump, thump, thump as like invisible movement, and just like she's kind of like, and just boom, as you just appear, and you kind of beat the fucking shit out of her. And you watch as she has bruises that she's quickly suturing back and like making go away. And she looks pissed. She looks so angry. And you watch as she like kind of quickly darts for her across the room to Kesek.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You stupid fucking oaf." And she's going to cast Feeble Mind on you. Not Terrence. Roll an intelligence save.
Please. That ain't it.
And this will supersede your serum. This will go to Terrence too.
6?
Yep, right. Fail. So you will take 24 psychic damage. And your intelligence and your charisma score become 1. The creature cannot cast spells, activate magic items, understand language, or communicate in any intelligible way. The creature can, however, identify its friends, follow them, and even protect them. At the end of every 30 days, the creature can repeat its saving throw against the spell. If it succeeds on its saving throw, the spell ends. The spell can also be ended by greater restoration, heal, or wish. You watch as Terry just kind of goes... You cannot attack her anymore. All you can do is identify friends and, like, protect them. And by protect, I'll say get in the way. That's it. But you just kind of like go almost animalistic, but not in a way.
I can't attack anyone anymore? That's all I have!
It says protect your friends. So if you watch if someone is attacking your friend, you can go after that. But I think if they're not attacking them, no. And then she's going to do one more thing. This is Kesek's legendary action. You watch as she, like, in one, she's going to heal herself, and you watch as her hands kind of like take out like this like dark purple and black magic that she then reverses to Terry, as if she's going to give him all of her damage, and it'll send you flying, and you'll take half of the amount of damage she's taken so far, which is she's taken 49 necrotic damage, and she will send you flying into the pillar right near Shay, which you're also going to take bludgeoning damage because of that.
So, do I go into Bloodlust?
If you go under half health, yeah.
I am under half health.
Ooh, you can't tell foe from friend.
So, if I can't attack anyone...
I'll just say you're rabid.
I think he's probably just, like, foaming at the mouth, like, will attack anyone who gets near him at this point.
Yeah. You're going to take 2d6 of bludgeoning for hitting the wall. 3, so 1. All right, that was Terrence's turn.
Fun!
Shay! Oh, and with that, she will make another appear, but that one that was there is still there, Shay. She, at the end of her turn, can switch spaces with any of them.
Yeah.
So that's not necessarily still her. Could still be her. Spicy! This is fun, you guys. And I will say, I will be kind and gentle in this moment.
Shay is going to cast Eldritch Blast on the one that's closest to her to the right, the one that's over, like, diagonally to the left, and the one all the way across the way near Issa. Okay, first one is 26. Second one is 12.
We'll miss.
And then third one is 15.
That'll just hit. Yep.
All right, so first one hits for 7, and then the second one misses, and then the third one hits for 9.
Okay, so the one that is to your right that hits disappears. The second one you hit also disappears. But another one appears, and they all shimmer.
Alrighty, and then bonus action, I'm going to Shadowgate down to the pillar due south of me. Yoink.
Got it.
And that's it. She's hiding in those shadows.
You watch as Shay she just quickly makes these sickly green Eldritch Blasts and shoots them in all 3 directions, missing the one Orathia. It hits 2 of them, and you just kind of see them just like smile and just puff away before she Shadowgates away from Terry, who's like probably slowly getting up. Scary. All right, scary. Maud's gonna be like, Maud will run down. Yeah, she will grab the chair. She is going to toss the chair to you, and then you just hear her say, "Blood, get blood."
Right? Yeah.
She's gonna thumbs up, and she is going to. What does she have as a bonus action? You're gonna watch as Maud, as a bonus action, will cast Dragon's Breath.
Is Maud a dragon?
Is Maud a dragon? I'm gonna say she went this way and through it too, so she doesn't hit wash. Maud will release from her, she just kind of breathes out flame, and she's gonna try to hit where she remembers Orathia being. So Orathia is going to need to make a dex. Yes, dexterity saving throw. 8. So she fails. And she's just going to do 3d6 at first, or at second level, for an amount of 16. And you watch as you see that Orathia appear and then puff out of smoke. And that is Maud's turn. Wash.
Wash is just going to grab the coin that Codex got, as a very faint pink electricity flickers out of it, and he enters his bear totem rage, which a faint pink bear erupts from his back and kind of hovers over. Wash will run up and give a good swing. Does a 17 hit?
That will hit.
18 damage for a punch.
Okay. You will punch her, and you will watch as when you punch her, it kind of like goes through her chest, and she goes, memories, memories. And then, top of the round, Orathia's turn. She is going to, yet again, defensive shift and shift around the room.
Jesus.
You watch as she will, like, kind of like just go up to Kesek and put her hand out as Kesek just, like, pours shadow into it. As she will forego all of her multi-actions in her turn to cast another 9th level spell.
Jesus.
She is going to cast Indoors Meteor Swarm.
What a bitch.
She's in range. I'm gonna try and counterspell.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
Come on, Codex. Codex.
Yes. Save the day. More Codex.
Counter spell.
It's TPK you.
That'd be cool.
Vic wants it. Vic said it. Vic hates the party.
Not on the record.
Vic said it.
This is how the Fate of Fates actually ends.
Everybody shut up. I've just saved us all. I got a nat 20 for 25.
Yes!
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's still gonna look like my magic, but I am going to subtle spell it, because then it's not no verbal or somatic, so they can't tell that it's me casting it.
Okay.
Stop saying okay like that. Stop saying okay like that.
I know. I don't like it.
You'll watch as she, like, as you, like, kind of see, like, and this is only a 70-foot tall fucking place. You'll see, like, it almost, like, coming out of, like fiery portals, the meteors start, like, and there's, like, these loud booms that probably, like, hurt everybody's ears as you watch, like, something, like, appears. I'll say it's, like, just for fun, it's neutral colored magic that just, like, just so that it's not identifiable. We'll just, like, push them back into the fire portals and they'll disappear. And you watch as Orathia scrunches her nose and gets angry, and she just goes, "You three." And she'll pull Issa, Mod, and Codex. Like, the bricks underneath you will pull you towards her. You will watch as she just points at the three of you and goes, "I'll give you a chance to confess. Otherwise, I just choose." And she's pointing a finger out.
I did it.
What's your health at?
My health is at 73.
And you just watch as, like, from her finger, this shadowy beam hits Codex in the center of her chest. And as this happens, it's almost kind of like this, like slow instant. You watch as Kesek kind of, like, worms through shadow up to Codex and just goes, "Darn." And you just watch as Codex, like, and, like, her eyes go gray as she falls over, dead.
Can I say I did Wild Magic Surge when I cast Counterspell? So I got a 73. A large floating eye follows the caster for 1 hour.
Yeah, so then also
It's just a big ass eye.
You watch as she kind of, like, goes to her chest, and she'll scrape that same, like, necrotic looking finger across her chest as she bleeds out shadow, and she will forcibly make 2 other copies of herself at her own detriment. Issa, your turn. Codex is dead.
I can't help Codex, so she's gonna go after this closest Orathia. I'll roll my con. Yeah, I got a 23. 15.
Go ahead.
17 slashing to this Orathia.
Yeah. You watch as it just, like, smiles and...
Perfect. And then I can reach the other one, so I'm going right to her, and I'm doing my second attack on her. 25.
When you try to swing at her, though, she will use her reaction to Mirage Shift, as she will then move. Finley.
Finley's going to run over to Codex, and he's going to just, like, kneel down and just, like, inhale, because I don't think he's ever cast Revivify before. And then, like, quickly, like, with his fingers and, like, whatever, like, dirt is on the ground, and just kind of, like, trace druidic runes around her as fast as possible, put his hands over her chest, and then just light a fire inside of her heart, then just gonna gently pump it.
You watch as the fire kind of, like, overcasts her body, and then she just, as, like, all the color comes back, and Codex, you're now alive. So
I come back at 1?
You come back at 1, then he's going to look over to Cinnamon, who will then fly in range, and Cinnamon will cast a 3rd level healing word. So he's just gonna, like, look at Cinnamon, not say anything as Cinnamon flies in. Cast that.
While you're rolling, you watch as Cinnamon kind of, like, nestles on your chest, and it kind of, like, almost, like, same thing. It's like this warm glow just kind of, like, pervades around your body.
I got max on all my rolls. You got 24 health back.
Oh, shit.
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, she kind of like, and like almost sits up, almost like clops her head onto yours, and then kind of like flops back down on the ground. It just gives you this like big dumbass smile, and she's like, "You didn't waste any time."
You only get a minute.
Sham is going to, like, as quick as fucking possible. You watch as he, like, darts over to Maud. Maud looks at him and nods. And he's going to look at Shay and Wash, like, in succession and be like, you help her, I'll help him. All right. Wash, use your hands. And you watch as Sham jumps on Terry and is going to try to grapple Terry.
I guess that works.
I think Sham probably, like, cocks his head to, like, the Orathia closest to you, Shay.
Got it.
Shay, it's your turn. Maud is off in your distance. You see she is looking at you. She says the incantation. Get it ready.
Got it. Shay will be at the ready with the incantation, but she's going to outstretch both her hands again and shoot out Eldritch Blast to both of them. She's going to send 2 beams to the one that's closest to her left, and then 1 beam to the one that's further down, like further down south. So first one is a mod 20 to hit.
What?
And then 14, so I don't think the second one's going to hit. And then 21 for the third one.
Both will be hit.
Perfect. So first one does 8 damage, and then second one does 5 damage.
Got it. All right. You watch as the one nearest Sham and you disappears. Maud's going to go down, rip the claw off of Codex's hand, where Codex is like, and you watch as she just says, now, and throws it at Orathia like a fucking dart.
Then Shay's gonna absolutely start reading the incantation and getting as close as she feels that she needs to be.
Hopefully it hits. 19 to hit. Yep. So you watch as it like literally lodges into Orathia's arm, like almost like fuck Scarecrow from Batman Arkham Asylum. It just like goes into her arm. And she's like, as Maud is running up there, and are you running there too?
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully this works. Con save for Orathia. She has plus 7. She got a 12. Which will fail. You watch as like it stabs into Orathia, and she looks a little confused as Maud like puts her hand back into the glove, and she's going to rip it out as blood, kind of like from Shay reading this off, goes into her hand. She's gonna look at it. It doesn't look like it's enough, but you just hear Maud go, "Should we do this now, Fiona?" And then you watch as Maud's whole visage goes away and turns into Fiara, and she says, "Yes." Maud was technically like a hologram over Fiara. It's been Fiara's physical body and Maud piloting and hologramming over.
She's being ratatouilleed magically by Maud somewhere else.
And you watch as she points at Orathia, who looks surprised. She just looks scared, but she looks mighty surprised. And she's like it's like she's looking for. She's like, I did not see this in any of the possibilities of what was happening. As Fiara points at her and says, I wish to separate you from Kesek. And you watch Kesek over there just kind of cock his head and smile, and you watch as like there's this line of shadow that connects the two of them that like she uses in a very dramatic way. You watch as she cuts the line with the claw and says, that's for everything you ever did to my fucking family. And she cuts it, and you watch as Kesek just kind of like divine energy just surrounds around him as he just goes away. So now it's just Orathia, and she looks angry and confused as Fiara stands there. I'll say, too, for dramatic effect, you probably saw when she said, that's what you did about my family. You saw this like spectral version of Casimir and Balthazar next to her before they just like disappear. You watch as she kind of like stands there in front of Fiara and Shay, and she's not bleeding, but she doesn't look great. She kind of like moves her eyes back and forth and says, I yield. And you watch as she makes the diamond appear in her hands.
Shay just kind of looks over at Fiara and is like, it's your choice.
Knock her out. As Fiara takes the diamond, and she just like, you watch as it kind of gets smaller and she puts it in her pocket. And initiative is over.
Yeah,
that was so exciting.
Finley's gonna go over and greater restoration Terry.
I think as soon as I get greater restoration, Terry like shrinks like pretty much immediately. Like he's exhausted, but he's like.
All right, so do you guys go up to go find the hostages that are like up the stairs on the like ledge where they were watching? Apparently,
as soon as Shay sees every single fated fate is okay, she is going up those stairs.
Got it. Is Terrence, are you going? I know Sham's going to be going up.
Oh, yeah. He just, like, looks at Sham and is like, and he just goes with Sham to go up there as fast as he can.
Finley will also run up the stairs.
Okay, got it.
Terrence will run up. Do you remember anything?
Yeah, you see Kylo's, like, holding his head, and he's like, Terrence?
You remember?
Yeah.
Hi.
You watch as he starts to buckle and, like, hold his head.
No.
It seems like the parts of him are ribboning apart.
Terrence holds his shoulders kind of like he's trying to keep them together.
Yeah, it just seems like he can't keep it together like the slashes from Gazania.
I'm just really happy I got to meet you.
I don't know the life you lived without me. And you watch as he puts a hand on your shoulder. I'm so proud of you, Terrence. Before he falls apart into ribbons.
I think he just falls to his knees and is kind of sitting in front of the pile that is his dad and just sits there and cries quietly.
I know it's disturbing to be holding ribbons, but it probably doesn't last that long. It's probably about a minute before it just kind of dissipates into shadow as a creation of Kessak, you assume, or something. Not creation, but some type of will of Kessak. Nobody else seems to dissipate. Sham will pick up Lori and kind of hold her fireman cradle style or whatever. You'll watch as Kuzan seems to get up and you're just kind of who are you people?
Well, I think you knew my mother.
I didn't know her, but I'm assuming you're talking about the Shatterkai woman.
Yes.
She taught our people, and he looks down to Tarn. Can we follow you out of here?
Of course.
And then eventually, Lyra will be where the hell am I?
Oh, Shay's there, holding her, forehead to forehead.
What the hell are you doing here, beautiful?
It's a long story. You think you can walk?
I think so, yeah. I could probably walk. And she, gets up and she's oh! And she probably have to, lean on your shoulder. Fiara, once you guys all come down, will gather you guys and be okay. She'll walk up to Codex and just, she'll put a hand on your shoulder and be you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, I did. It was part of the plan.
She probably starts to tear up a bit and just says, you're a true friend.
God, don't do that. She might see it. She's gonna reach up and try and pat her eyes to get her to stop crying. She's Orathia, don't let Orathia see you cry. That's just...
You watch as Fiara will take out that red flag from the tavern. I'm gonna count that as a loss for you, though.
Wash pulls out his notebook.
She's gonna look around for a second and just be hey, Kessak.
A shiver runs up your spine.
Can I roll persuasion?
That's it.
Yeah, she gets all her ear twitches for a second. And she's okay.
And the taste of quiche appears in her mouth.
Yeah, Finley is probably just gonna look over at Lori and just kind of she's fine. She'll be fine. There's time. And then he's gonna run over to Terrence and give a little slide and just kind of have his arms out like this and the perfect Terrence size and just hug him.
He starts sobbing. He is... I thought he would be able to come with me.
He's just gonna put his hand on the back of your head and just kind of stroke your hair and just be I get it. I know. It's hard.
Fiara will go over to Orathia, just basically ruffle her pocket and find this jewel that she'll then hold up, trying to attune to it, and you'll watch as the ceiling gives way and the floor goes up as you go back to that entrance hall. And as you guys get raised up, you will walk out, and by that time when you walk out, you'll see Casimir and Balthazar standing there. Balthazar will be and give Casimir a pouch of gold. Casimir just pocket it.
Yes.
Balthazar will go over to Orathia, and you'll watch as he almost forms these golden metal clasps that he puts on her over her hands and behind her back. Let's go. And then Casimir will cast a teleportation circle to bring you all to a place very familiar to Finley, which is it was an emptied out barracks of the Volgard at one point that you guys used as a base of operation when you lived in the 12th. And it is connected to an abandoned prison. And there is an array of people there. Dogma is there, Yelena and Hal. Finley, you'll see an array of people that you know. You will see Heloana. You'll see Ezra is there. Mod is there. Darian's also here. It's kind of just this empty barracks you guys are in, and you'll just see Balthazar's just gonna be I'm gonna put her in the prison. And we'll drag her off.
Just gonna look over at Watch. Yeah. Sorry for gambling on the whole power word kill thing. To be fair, I didn't know she was just gonna cast that spell. I didn't know if it was gonna... I just thought it was gonna be a little damage or something, and...
Why does every villain have that spell?
I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to say sorry. I did kind of gamble your life too by accident.
I don't really care much about that as much as yours, but I'm glad Finley's still here.
Yeah. She just gives Wash a little awkward nod and it's just yep, alright, good. We did it.
All right. So, Shay, and this time I can say you call on Tullus and, like, escort him to Orathia, and he'll be like, "Can I have a moment alone, darling? I just want to speak to her for a little bit." And then that happens. He goes, like, kind of walks out and be like, "See you never." No, just kidding. That'll be like, maybe next time.
I'll see you again soon,
But then he
Tullus.
walks out. After that, Balthazar, like, will probably, like, guard the prison, basically, because he knows there's some feisty people who don't want Orathia alive right now. But Fiara does. What do we know about Orathia? This is probably like some like meeting table. Probably a couple hours later after everyone's like rested and like eaten probably like a short rest trip. So Fiara explains why the whole mod thing happened was because when they went to the Rusted Waste, they discovered something that they were trying to discover years ago when they went to the Rusted Waste originally, which is when Balthazar was killed and then they all turned to vampires. They found out that they, like Russian Willow and like Soom, who you met in the beginning of the campaign, they are legacy Rusted Waste people, which basically means they have this type of ability within them that they can block divine magic. And Fiara found this out, and she was like, I could somehow block some of Kessek's influence in her to make the Blood Wish happen with a minimal amount of blood, as well as she won't be able to receive it's me. If I walked in as Fiara, she'd be like, something's up. Orathia would have been like, something's up, and I don't trust it. But she already doesn't know anything about Maud and couldn't figure out anything about Maud because Maud doesn't have much of a backstory. Maud would probably reiterate, like, yeah, that was me telling you that. Like, my backstory? I got dropped off by my dad and he left me here. Not much to me. Like, that's kind of it. And Orathia never was able to find out much about me other than, like, the obvious and the things that are known. So the whole thing was, like, if I pretend to be Maud, or not pretend, if I have Maud kind of overcast me and she thinks it's Maud and can't see through it because I'm using the divine blocking stuff, we can surprise her. And that was the whole thing. And she's like, I can't tell you guys, because if you guys know and she delves into your brain, she'll know something's up. Once Orathia knows something up, she'll remake the game so that it can't work the way we want. Because if she knew it was Fiara, she'd be like, Fiara's doing something. So Fiara will explain that to all of you. But yeah, she's a dragon bloodline sorcerer.
Then he's gonna give like a quick like pinch on the shoulder, and she'll be like, "That was very risky. If something happened to you, like what happened to Codex, you would not be here because I wouldn't be able to heal you."
Maud and Fiara, lesbians together, will look at you and go, why'd you choose us? Fiara will continue. She'll be like, okay, what is Orathia? I don't think she's this mother figure, considering... Like, pointing out, probably see, like, you just see, like, out the window of the den, the barracks, like, you see the little, like, prison entrance outside. You just see Balthazar, like, standing there. He's still up, and they're not coming after her. So, do we know anything?
She did say something about if she's untethered, she can't control the kiddos.
Probably because Kessek is more powerful than them.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
We assumed she was the potential mother figure, and I'm assuming they were scared of her because of Kessek.
And now that he's out of the picture, there's nothing. She's nothing.
Right. So what do we know about her connection when she was... Did she say anything?
I mean, she offered us what was it, incantation that allows her to go unseen by them. So we'd have to talk to her to figure that out.
In exchange for what, though? Keeping her alive? Because I'm not in favor of keeping her alive right now. I'll put that in that.
She also said it's only usable once, so I don't know how that factors in.
Got it.
Once per person?
I think just once.
So we use it, run away somewhere where they won't think to look for us.
Or we use it right before we fight them.
Oh... I feel like if we fight them, it might work like invisibility. I know you don't know magic. No, she would never say that. No.
I'm sensitive right now!
She'll just say, like, I feel like it might work like invisibility, where it's like, once we do something, you know. I feel like maybe if we can get the incantation, and you watch as she, like, kind of puts her finger up, and you watch the diamond kind of appear above her finger, and it kind of, like, rotates. Maybe we use it once we use this because they're going to be pissed once that happens, I'm assuming, since they get the power from the sun.
True.
Once we use this, we have to go to the Rusted Waste. They're only barring us entry one last time, so I don't think we should hold up there and then use it. I'm just saying, when we think it's most apt, and maybe we do a little bit more sleuthing, then we use this, and then we gotta run to the Rusted Waste. At least we'll be safe there for a time, and the other diamond will be safe there. But we need that incantation.
Well, Wash, you're good at getting information out of people. Why don't you get that? Why don't you get that incantation.
She already offered it to us.
Yeah, but now she's alive, so who's to say? If
You watch as instantly Fiara, like, gets up in a start as if she's really scared and nervous as she rushes outside, and if you guys look out the window, you see Balthazar's unconscious on the floor.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh no!
Alright, is everybody running to go follow her?
Yeah.
Yeah!
So, Fiara's tending to Balthazar. You're all running in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I do a perception check
So-
outside the building before I run in?
For what?
I'm just looking for, like, these haunting ass. They like to like stand on rooftops and stare at us. Like, I'm looking for people that aren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, roll perception for me.
Got a 21.
Yeah, you'll turn and you'll see the four of them scattered across rooftops in the distance. So you'll kind of just see the colors of pale pink, green and white, yellow, and red.
And Issa will stay outside and keep eyes on Gazania.
Are you doing the same codex?
Yeah.
Finley, Shay, Wash, and Terrence, as you run in, you will walk, like, you'll see it's like then a long hall in this building of cells on either side. And as you creep your way down, like empty cell, empty cell, empty cell, empty cell, you'll get to the very back of the prison where you will see a cell at the back left corner. And it looks like, as you're approaching it, it just smells like something is burnt. As you will go up to the cell bars and they're like covered in like char. And you'll see sitting at the back of the wall, completely dead and charred, is Orathia's body. Just like black and soot. This is what you see before you. You see just kind of like a dark and black charred skeleton and just like soot everywhere in this cell. It outstretches a bit past the bars. The bars look like they are also kind of like, I don't know, not the right descriptive word, but they're crusty. Like it's like the bars are crusty with char.
Like, they clearly cornered her, went through the bars, and like...
Well, I don't know if they cornered her. She was already in a cell, but...
Yeah, but they went through the bars and, like, got her.
As if she was one of the hot dogs that slipped into the grill, gone. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? We all get it.
That's a good, yeah.
She kind of looks like a hot dog. I don't know.
Damn, this place looks like a hot dog.
Well, shit.
So did they come in here, kill her, then leave?
Well, if she had that boon that you were talking about, I'm assuming they didn't want us to know that.
If they knew that at all, says Casimir.
True.
Why, if they came in here to kill her, then why didn't they just kill us?
I don't know.
I think they still want to use us for whatever they're doing. They've always loved to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. Casimir's just gonna about turn and start walking out.
Terrence is gonna, like, kind of lean for his face, like, up against, like, through the bars, kind of, and just, like, he's getting, like, looking for, like, signs of a struggle, but not really. Like, kind of trying to see if there's, like, any glimmer of hope.
Sure, roll investigation.
I got a 23.
23, okay, yeah. You lean in and you see in the soot, Boo is red, and you go, like... no.
Oh, I'll have him take the light out and go, like, bam, and lean it in forward so he could...
When you put that in, you know, there's like, the shadow of the bars that kind of, like, caress sort of along the wall as you kind of like move it across. And when you put it, I would say Orathia is almost like that corner, like she's in the corner.
Yeah.
That's me in the corner.
Yeah, she lost her religion.
Oh my god, no, her religion.
Yeah, she lost her religion. As you're peering in and using the light to examine, you will see very slightly a glimmer of gray stone behind her hand that seems to be like... I'm gonna go in the corner for a second and show you how she's sitting. Please be kind and gentle with me.
We love a visual.
She's basically kind of like...
Editing's gonna be fun for this one.
One
I had
hand
it exactly
is, like,
right. I had it exactly
in the wall.
right.
I know you can't see me because of the arm, but like she has one hand that's like that. But she's sitting up a bit better. Like here, like if she's against the wall, she's like this, one hand down and one hand like this, and you see a bit of gray stone beneath her palm, where everything else looks like black soot. Looks like there's like gray stone under, a little bit of like a glimmer under her palm. Maybe just because from the flash of fire or whatever burned her, it didn't get that part. But everything else, even under her, everywhere else, it looks like soot. Not that you're lifting her up yet, but like, you know what I mean.
While he's, like, peering in with that light there, he's like, Casimir, wait.
You hear like the click of his dandy shoes, his little composer dandy.
His little dandy shoes.
He pulls the light out and he's like, do you have keys for this?
I can just open it. Hang on, let me slide a handle first. Oh no, 25.
You take out the lockpick and you put it in, like you start to get ready to like finagle with the lock, and it...
Never mind.
Casimir will walk back to you guys. Why did you need keys?
I think I found something. And he's going to open the door and go to her hand and, like, kind of try and move it.
What the black char on her hand will break away, and it'll just be skeleton as you kind of move it. And you will see what looks like writing underneath her hand.
He does the Will Smith this thing.
You watch as Casimir will walk up, and you'll watch as his hand kind of comes up, and you see this little screen that appears. Like, not actual screen, but like this arcanic...
Like a light screen.
Yeah, like a light screen that appears, and it just kind of like flash, and you'll see like it almost like it carves the writing onto that light screen as he puts it in his pocket and says, I need to get Fiara. And he's going to walk out.
Terrence turns around and is like, good job, Terrence. Way to find the thing. What would we do without you, Terrence? As he's like walking out of the cell.
Wash gently punches you in the shoulder.
Oh.
She just like chuckles and gives him a little pat on the back as he curses through.
Alrighty. Outside, Fiara is still getting Balthazar to come to. You two are like, are you in a deadlock with Salmex, Codex?
Probably like just staring at Salmex. How far away are they from us?
120 feet?
I'm just gonna message Salmex. This is a horrible idea. And just be like, hi.
Thank you for taking out that pest. And you'll watch as he turns to, like, I think it's Salmex at the end, and then Aster, Gazani, and Gila probably, like, in the viewpoint to his right, and he'll look at them, and they'll just and disappear. Fiara, you watch as Casimir walks out. What? You're gonna want to see something in here. You watch as she kind of, like, she'll probably, like, pick up Balthazar, and she's, like, holding Balthazar as she, like, walks back into the prison. Casimir is probably going to show Fiara the cell. They're both just kind of standing there, and the Damartas, but it's up to you guys what you guys are going to do.
Is that the thing she was trying to tell us, or wanted to, as like the boon?
I don't know yet. I have to study it. It's not a language I know, and I know every language.
Are we sure this is her?
Well, you could ask.
Do you know Suku's dead? Says Fiara.
Yes.
I have some questions.
All right. She'll walk in and touch the skeleton and cast Speak with Dead.
Fiara will probably hand Balthazar to you, Finley, and then she's going to walk in with Shay. All right.
I think whenever Shay casts spells, basically it's just her shadows kind of emanate from her, and then there's a green glint to it, and it just kind of encompasses her hand, and then she touches the skeleton's forehead, and the shadow and the green glint kind of encase the skull, and her face in the shadow kind of pops through.
Yeah, it's almost like a green... almost like with the mod on top of Fiara, it's like a green transparent version of Orathia over this charred body. Fiara kind of like sighs, a very audible sigh. There's a pause, a pregnant pause. What was the mark you left? And you just kind of see it, like, it's almost like, even though it's like, she like kind of lifts up a bit, very Baldur's Gate-esque, where like the body kind of like, it's almost like a string is at the sternum and is like pulling it up. So she's kind of like, as she's like coming up. There's no expression, but there's probably like, it looks like there's a hint of a smirk, even though it's an echo of what this person was, not actually Orathia. And you just hear it kind of like, as like the voice kind of like wisps and echoes with like reverberation. The undetecting of the family. Who is the family? You already know. And there's probably another hint of a smile. And Fiara like rolls her eyes. 3 more questions. Anyone have any? Don't ask it. Just tell me it.
I'm not, but maybe something about the mother, like if she was the mother.
She doesn't have to tell us the truth.
We already know that the spell lasts 24 hours. Is there anything else about that?
I have a question, says Casimir. He interrupts you. Sorry, Terrence. I have a question. It's unrelated to the current pretense, but I do have a curiosity, if I may ask it, its sister. She kind of like gestures her hand. Were you the one who gave all the diamonds away? Did you find them? I found the rest with Kessak and gave them away. For fun. Another, probably audible roll eyes from Casimir and Fiara. Do you have any shame?
Fiara was asking that?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to ask if she was the mother. We can ask if she knows who the mother is.
That's just a yes and no question, though.
That's true. And again, she's under no compulsion to tell us the truth, but then again, this will be her last words that she says in this life. On this plane, at least, so there's no incentive to lie, either. And she's saying this, like, as she's looking at her.
Who killed you? Another, like, soft smile from, like, the transparent green Orathia on top of this charred body that's floating. Their mother. And who is she? Who said it's a she? As it, like, goes down, at, like, from the spell, Fiara, like, walks up and you watch her healed boot just kick into the skull of Orathia's fucking corpse. And she just storms out. Ugh! Orathia was a cunt to the end.
I'm gonna walk out after Fiara.
Are you going after her?
Yeah.
Casimir is going back into the den with everybody else, and then are you guys doing the same? I know Codex is walking off to follow Fiara, but if you guys are all going in, it's probably we're going to do like a little bit of like a relax, because people are there. Like, I should probably list off all the people who are there. All the people who are there are obviously the Demardas. Lyra is still there. Philomena, Opal, Pascal, and Helwana are all there. Helwana's there with Ezra. Dogma's there. Yelena's there. Hal's there. Shaylia's there. Russian Willow are there. Kryn is there. Darian is there. Kuzan and Taran are there. Loretta, Shaman Mod are there. So, Codex, I'll let you go first if you're following Fiora.
I'm gonna keep my distance from Fiora. Like, I'm gonna just follow after her, and I'm not being sneaky about it. And then I'll just cast Mage Hand, like, in front of her, and it's that disgusting cat, and it just, like, is doing, like, the tippy-toe taps in front of her.
Like, her head never turns, and you just watch as she, like, walks up, like, that, it stops in front of her, and she just, like, stops, and you just see, like, she stops, and, like, her head probably goes down a bit, and you see, like, her arms start to, like, kind of, like, or, like, her shoulders go up and down, and almost as if she started crying.
Oh, buddy. Then Codex will get close and, kind of, like, lean off to the side, like, lean down in front of her to, like, look at her and be like, hey, if you want to be alone.
No, it's fine. I'm scared, Codex.
Yeah.
This is about to get a lot worse before it gets a lot better.
Yeah, but I think we always knew that, right?
I just don't feel that we, like, have all the parts to be fully ready before that happens. And I don't think we have the time.
Hey, Fiara? Just, like, look at me for a second.
She'll turn.
I don't think we're ever gonna have all the parts to be, like, ready. And I don't think we're ever gonna know whether or not we're gonna get it done. And I think that's okay. Like, fuck, we just did the entire Onyx Obscurity and most of us didn't know it was gonna happen. But it worked out, you know? You got a lot of, really powerful people in your corner right now. And I know it sucks and it's really scary and, like, yeah, I've been terrified since day one, pretty much. But, I don't know, I think a while ago I just decided... I try not to let the fear be scary. And she kind of, like, squints, like, she's not really sure what she's saying at this point. And she kind of just, like, opens her arms up and is just like, do you want a hug?
Probably just, like, streams of tears start to fall down, and she just, like, doesn't even say anything. She just, like, hugs you, like, leans down and hugs you. And that probably goes on for a bit. There's probably a couple times where you're like, okay. like it's like she's holding on for the hug a little bit longer.
Yeah, she goes to, like, lean back a little bit to look around, and just, like, the arms tight, and she's like, okay, we can just stay.
She'll let go eventually, and then she'll, like, just, like, kind of, like, have her hands on your shoulders and then, like, let go. She probably, like, just, like, clasps her hands together, and she's like, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm not. I'm afraid to leave this world and not have vengeance. Or, that sounds too aggressive. More a fix to what happened. You know?
I mean, whether you like it or not, even if you don't finish the job. Let's say, worst case scenario, we all die. Bad. You did make waves.
Thank you.
So at least, you know, you're not going out quiet.
You're a true friend, Codex.
Yeah, I try to be.
How about you and I? Oh, you don't have to. I think I will, but I'll need someone on deck to... I'm going to drink. And then, obviously, before we... Because I assume something's going to happen.
Okay.
But do you want to drink? You have the red flag, so, right?
Yeah, I still have it.
Okay. I'm going to allow my brothers to maybe do some of the legwork for this as I sit and try to enjoy the calm before the storm.
Okay, cool.
Thank you, Codex. And she's just gonna, like, walk into the den.
Codex just got, like, a little stupid smile on her face, just goes to find people.
Terrence, I know you wanted to have a convo.
Yes, I did. I think after the whole prison thing, when everyone, like, goes back, he's gonna walk over to Ezra and be like...
Ezra, before you say anything, Ezra is going to punch you in the shoulder and then pull you in for a big hug.
Ow! What? Okay.
He'll if you're, like, kind of confused, he'll point at V2, open his mouth where you see the sending stone tongue, which is no longer glowing, but he'd be like, I heard it all. Why would you go up to her like that?
To be fair, I wanted to. And there were a lot of fake ones. I didn't know that was the real one.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's fair. I'm sorry I'm not as good as figuring out what the fuck's going on. I don't have the Terry translation. I only found the notes that my sister had, but they're kind of sporadic and not quite all together to understand what she meant. I'm sure she got it, but I don't. So I'm glad you're okay. But I heard you say stuff about your dad. I know, obviously, that he was supposed to be down there, but I don't see him. Ter.
Yeah. I thought going into this that everyone in her little party had died and been brought back. But I think everyone else, if they did die, got revived or like just went down or something, but he's the only one that really died. And then he was basically just used to torment me, but it at least gave me something. I've never really met the guy, so it's good to know that he got to see me.
I'm sorry, Terrence.
Me too. I have a question.
Sure, yeah.
When we were in there, Orathia, there was this part where you had to make choices and decisions about that could affect other people. And mine was the choice to give a serum that would inevitably fail or something to... You probably heard when I told Issa that I had chose her to take this thing. The other option was my mother. And I guess it's not a question of, like, you have the answer, I just want to know your opinion. Am I horrible for leaving her in the dark? I can't... She knows some of what I've done, like, of the things that I do. When she saw the skin ball game, she saw what the serums do, and that only indicated that I killed her boyfriend, but, you know, you knew that, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't know about anything that's going on, and then with this whole whatever's going to happen next, I don't want her to be in danger, but I can't see... She's just a person. She is just a chef at a restaurant. She doesn't need this, you know? But I feel like what Orathia said, and I know she's just fucking with me, means that I put her in even more danger by not telling her. And I don't know.
He kind of like sits there pensive for a second, just like thinking. Or like takes his glasses and puts them on his head and kind of like rubs the bridge of his nose. I don't know, Terrence. In my opinion, no. I don't think you're a horrible person for that. Do I think it's a case-by-case thing? Yeah. I think sometimes it depends, you know? Like, my sister left us all out of what was going on, but we were all very much involved without wanting to be.
That's
and
the thing.
That fucked us up.
It's different when you had a hand in it already.
Right. Or forced, you know?
But she doesn't... I don't know. I
think it's either way, it's a risk. And I'm
thinking I should tell her not everything. I don't know. I can't just sit down and tell her everything. I think her brain would explode. But
I think... I don't know if there's a right or a wrong answer, but I do think that when she finds out, fully, not if. Well, I guess if/when. But if it is a when, however she's going to react, she's allowed to. You know? Which I'm not saying you don't think that, but like, also, you know, if she doesn't and she's never put in harm's way, maybe that's also a viable option, but that's, you know, that could lead to problems down the line, or could riddle you with guilt. I don't know. I don't think there is a right or wrong answer in that. I think it's a bad situation, and it's between a rock and a hard place. As overused as that saying is, I don't think there's going to be a necessary right answer, and I don't think you need to... I wouldn't blame yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I just want to keep her safe. And when this, whatever the last step of this plan is going to be, if that's going to be a citywide catastrophe, I at least want her to be prepared.
Listen, I'm sure VR will take all of you to go do whatever the next thing is, and I'll find your mom. Okay? So
I think Terrence, like, wells up a little bit. He's like, thanks.
Yeah.
I think once this is all done, do you want to live in my apartment again?
Yeah. I'd like that.
Or we could get one where you don't have to sleep on the couch.
He just kind of like has a closed smile and nods. It's like he's about to say something, then he stops himself, and like he's like blinking, and then he's like,
I mean, whatever you want.
No, it was nothing. I was gonna do something, and then I think the moment was gone. I mean, sorry.
Okay. Do you wanna go get a drink or something?
Yeah.
Okay. So he was gonna, like, I mean, it can be with everyone around. So if this is like a conversation, we still have some time to like do something. I wanted to like grab Heluana and Ezra, and like, because if they're all like sitting in the same area, he was gonna like be drinking and then just be like, oh my god, I had a great idea, and then he grabs both of them and he wants to go and be like, I'm gonna make an antidote, because that's the thing I get at 20th level, and he needs to like make it. So that was gonna be like,
got it. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Okay, cool. So you guys start working on that.
Codex runs directly to Felix at the bar and it's just like, I need to borrow your hole.
What?
The magic hole that you have to put holes in the wall.
The portable one. Okay.
Do you want to come with, or we might break like reality or something?
Oh fuck yeah, sure.
If we can go, I'm gonna take us to the Pale White Castle Keep. I'll cast Teleportation Circle. If anybody wants to come with to experiment with dimensions, hop in. TLDR, she's going to cast Demiplane in our basement by putting a door on the one wall, and then she's going to step into the Demiplane and take the portable hole and put it on another part of the demiplane wall and see if the hole lets her walk back into the basement.
Roll a d20. Someone else called odds or evens. If you match, you get it.
Odds.
3.
There you go.
Let's go!
yeah.
So it works?
Yeah, that's just where the hole will have to say, though.
So wait, I have to leave, so the hole has to stay in the demiplane like that?
Oh, I guess not. No, yeah, I guess as long as Wash has it to put it on.
No, magically that works.
Yeah, that'll work, yep. And then Yelena will take you guys back to the den. Alright, so, you guys all come back. Everyone's around, there's probably a little bit of drinking, some fun, whatever. Fiara's probably the only one that's trying to relax, or can relax, because the brothers are like, we'll take this one on, sis. At a point. I guess it's better now you have rings, but they would have just kept sending. Ding noise in your brain of your father casting sending. Issa.
Okay.
Okay. Everything's set up. The Pontiff is ready to meet with you. Now, we have a couple people here. We have the King here. We have Archbishop Beersazel. So, now's the time.
I didn't think they were still working on that. Okay, did you tell them everything?
Yes, everything you told us to.
Okay, hey guys, I didn't think they were still doing it, but my parents are with the Pontiff and the King and the Archbishop, and they want an audience with the Fated Fates. They got us an audience with them to ask if we can help, so I guess, I don't know, we should go.
Fuck, we can't go, can we? Says Fiora.
No, you can't. I'm sorry.
Issa, you keep hearing from your dad.
Okay, I don't know how to cast teleport, Dad. I'm trying to get my friends to do it.
But I don't know how long we have, and they're nervous from what I told them.
Yeah, okay. Did you tell them about the trespasser gods? Okay, okay. We gotta go. Can someone please get us to the 8th?
I can, says Casimir. You just have to describe it to me.
Can I just try and, like, think about it really hard? Like, we've done in the past with, like, Maud and Finley and stuff.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. How to TPK your party without them getting angry.
How to
It says kill them with kindness.
Give them all fat asses? How does that kill them?
Yeah, so it's called the Auralite Altar after the flower, the national flower. Okay, yeah, you can start describing it, like, to the room. Probably Yelena will also be like, I can also do it so I can go with you, because I'm not, and then I can do it if we need to get back quick. I don't mind.
If Scarlet wants to come, I guess she could come. But, might be best just as the Fated Fates.
I could also come, actually, now that you say that, because at least then you have the boss of the Fated Fates, right?
Oh, true.
Yeah.
So you watch as Darian kind of whoosh into Scarlet, and Yelena's like, I'll just say I'm with you, I guess. And Scarlet's like, puts her arm around Yelena's shoulder. Fiara's just like, if you need anything, just let us know. I still have the diamond, so at any moment. But hopefully they'll help. Hopefully. She kind of rolls her eyes.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. So yeah, so you describe it well enough, and Yelena starts to cast teleportation circle for the 8 of you. I'll include V2 and Cinnamon in there, but it doesn't. I know it's 10 technically, but for the 8 of you, as you all get transferred, you guys will appear this like large, grand, almost like Vatican style like chapel, like temple, and it is like lined almost like with Michelangelo like paintings and like Corinthian pillars, and wrapped around them are these like gold sculpture versions of Auralite, the national flower of Zabraria. And in this like large room, there's like this large staircase that goes up to like this chair that's very gaudy, that it looks like that's where Amnestria would sit if she was ever to, be doing like a service or something. Which sometimes there's services in here. There are like what looks like pews that like could be put out, but they're currently not. But standing in the room is Amnestria. She's more of like a bit more casual. Her hair is fully braided. It's like braided 2 ways down on either side of her, like framing her face, and then braided to the back. Maybe a little bit of a ponytail braided to the back. But her golden hair is all braided. And, she's probably just wearing kind of like this like gold and white dress. It's not as relaxed as it was at the banquet hall, but it's a bit more like, since it's like a bit more elevated than like just that plain white dress that she was wearing. It's a bit more elevated and like fancy, but she's kind of just standing there as her hands like interlocked, her like eyes are kind of wide, and she looks a little like, oh god. You see Salvador and Elena standing there, as well as Archbishop Beerus Ozzel. He is the red clay-skinned orc with gray hair and 2 tusks. He is the bull of the Tide Thorns. With you, obviously, is also another bull, because you have Scarlet there. And then you also see King Gil is standing there. No guards are in the room. It's just you, because they don't know who they can trust. But at this point, from what Salvador and Elena said, they trust you. But King Gil is kind of with that, like, ugh.
Anxious double hand waving.
And grimacing. Just
weird. Hi, guys. Kind of crazy. Sorry. Her turn, not my turn. So sorry. The pontiff kind of like, okay, Isabella, your parents had some things to tell us. Would you all care to explain what happened and what's been happening? And we can do like a summary of this.
We all take 1 step back from Issa.
I think she just starts rambling. She's like, okay, so the massacres at graduation happened, and then we became like an adventuring party, and we we figured out like the sun was kind of the problem. Like Horus was like, kind of a problem because something like our first patron like thought that was the problem, and we were like, okay. And it turns out she was right. So the sun is the problem. We released a bunch of trespasser gods for the balance, and it makes sense. It makes sense when you think about it. A lot of them are behind the Divine Gate. Most of them. I think all of them. I don't know. We lost track. There's 2 more left, so they're not behind the Divine Gate. So not all of them. So not all of them, actually. I'm so sorry. Am I missing? I feel like I'm missing a lot, actually. I wasn't, sorry. This was all, I was not prepared for this at all. Yeah, we released Trespasser Gods. We plan to trap Zaharis so that the sun isn't there, so that the problems in Zabraria are no longer maybe as big of threats. You also know all of them, so that's a problem as well. And then, yeah, I don't know.
Everybody roll perception.
We think...
I'm afraid. You live in fear.
I got a 30.
Got a natural 20.
yeah. I got a mod 20.
I got a 19.
24.
14.
King Gil's like he's like, huh? And Amnestria, she's just kind of like nodding, and she's like, okay, trying to like get everything what you're saying together.
What's the bishop doing?
Beerus, also the bishop of the Tide Thorns, looks pissed. He looks so he's just like glaring at you.
Who cares about this guy?
Okay.
Guys, did I miss anything?
Did we tell them who these
Who
terrible
the
people
problems
are?
Yeah.
Well, see, and that's where it gets really interesting. So, what were you gonna say, Pontiff?
No, continue.
Okay, it's Gazania, Gila, and Aster, and then their brother. I guess I don't know. It's Salmix, Dark Fury.
Dark Fury.
The bull.
Oh my god, a bull's a bad guy? Oh.
Orathia Burke is also dead because she was a massive cunt. Am I allowed to say that?
And also a bad guy.
Killed by, not us, by the other baddies.
Correct.
Just to be clear.
The pontiff looks like her head's about to explode. She looks so like she's breathing fast. She's like Gil is also probably like, the pontiff is probably gonna like walk up her steps and like probably like there's probably this grand fucking like stained glass, and she just like kind of turns that, and she's just like, it looks like she probably starts doing like a prayer, and she's like, and King Gil's like, not really religious, but yeah, I get it. Let her do it.
Me either.
Let her do her thing, you know? She's up there. King Gil's just kind of like adding things up with his finger. Ozzel looks pissed.
He's just staring at Ozzel. No.
And he is probably going to like walk forward in front of like the staircase and then stare at all of you. Well, while that's happening though,
Who even is this guy?
he's the Archbishop of the time.
Mother.
I don't care
His
about him.
mother.
So mommy.
He like starts to say, "You all." He like kind of breathes out and shakes his head. At that moment though, before I can continue describing what he's saying, you all feel this like at your head as you all won't see. Well, you'll see this on each other as the eye that Vivica gave you appears and a scene changes in front of you. But he starts talking, and as he's talking, and you can't tell what he's saying, but he looks angry and he's saying things. And the vision, again, melts kind of away as it melts into seeing Orathia sitting in her cage. And you hear like of the door open. And you hear step, 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 step. And as you hear the step, the vision will come kind of in and out as you just kind of see like the feet, just like shadows of a shadow of feet hitting the like brick floor. And it'll come kind of in and out of step as you watch the pontiff's legs walking down the stairs. You'll watch as it kind of clips in and out of her stepping down the stairs to this shadow stepping to Orathia's gate. And you'll just hear, "You threatened my children. Nobody does that." And eventually you'll kind of see, like, almost in line, the pontiff and her in the prison. And she looks angry and pissed. And you're like, her hands are glowing. "Nobody threatens my children. No one." And you kind of just see, like, Orathia kind of, like, lift her head up. "Guess I lost." As you just see, like, as she's just being burnt alive by the pontiff putting her hand out. And you'll kind of watch as that kind of fades away. You'll hear Beerus going, "You could have put us in trouble. Anyone could have heard this." And you just hear, "Ozzel, stop." As you watch her put her hand out, and you see, like, almost like invisible, you'll see the children all appear at the bottom. "No more. No more. So, Orathia threatened my children, and then you decided to do the same. I can't have that. Just like her, you will all be punished." Also kind of turns and goes, "My lady, what are you doing?" And you watch as she just like kind of moves her hand and like a blade of sun comes out of her fingers and cuts his head off. "And now you've killed a bull. And quite possibly the king," as she points her finger towards Gil, and Gil's like, he probably like runs behind Codex or something. She'll be like, "This all did not have to happen. You all could have remained the cattle you were supposed to be. It never had to get this big. We only planned a few things, because my children need to feed. It could have ended with just your serums, Terrence Astonis. I want you all to know before anything else happens that you pushed for this to happen. Gazania, kill Isabella." And you watch as Gazania is going to rush forward to hit Issa. And in this like slow of time, you watch as Salvador is going to jump in front of you. It's like with the eye, the time kind of slows as like the claws swipe. And you watch Elena push him out of the way as the claws swipe. And you watch just her arm fly as she falls to the ground. Probably push you out of the way as well, Issa, as Gazania rushes by. And you just watch as Amnestria just says, "Your blood is going to reset the farm. I hope you know that." And you watch as she starts to cast something where you see this large light appear above her hand. And that is where we're going to end today's session.